again, everybody. Welcome back. My name's Annie, and this is my creative detour. Today is Full Deck Challenge Day, and we're going on to card number 13. And the prompts for this week are crazy colours and black marks. So I'm going to be doing something to do with the 80s and the crazy colours of the 80s, and arcing back to doing a mixtapes and all of those weird, circles and stripes and triangles and all those sorts of things with the crazy colors, and the time when we were all madly listening to the radio and had our tape in the tape recorder, and then when a good song had come on, you'd push record and you'd make a mixtape. So that's what I'm heading towards today. So let's pick a card first. I've taken out the blacks, taken the blacks out of the pack, and going to pick a black card. So we'll throw one out. We've got the 8 of clubs. We have to use paint swatches as usual, and then we also have to carry forward something from last week. So from the Ice Donut Club, I'm actually going to bring forward these black sprinkles and use them for doing some mark making along with my Sharpie. So let's get started. I'm going to just cover the card with a paint swatch, and then we're going to stick down some circles that I've punched out. I've cut out of a magazine some little cassette tapes that were in an article and just back them onto some cardstock, and I'm going to include them into my 80s inspired card. So let's get started. I've just cut down some paint swatches. I'm going to do the front and back at the same time, and I'm just going to punch a hole where the 8 of clubs is. So do we have any news? I am leaving tomorrow to go to New South Wales, and I am also going tomorrow to see a surgeon. Before I go, I've got to have probably got to have some surgery, which will be good but not at the same time. So we'll find that out tomorrow. So big day tomorrow. So I'll go to the surgeon and then jump in the car, because we live in Brisbane, jump in the car and then head off. Other news. I actually did a bit of a shop. I've made a haul video, and I haven't posted it as yet. I'll probably post it while I'm away, but I'm not sure whether any of you have heard of a business called Reverse Garbage. Now, Reverse Garbage is a business in Brisbane, and I think that they're actually in a few other places in Australia, and they're a depot or a co-op that get all industrial discarded products. So I went there. I haven't been there for years and years and years. Before COVID was, to be honest, was the last time that I was there. Just going to punch out some circles, so I'll skip ahead because there'll be a little loud noise. So you can see today's composition is really about paint swatches, circles, and layering different colors. So I went to Reverse Garbage. Now, for those of you that have never heard of Reverse Garbage before because you're not from Australia, it's a business that is open to the public, but it works by people or companies donating their discarded products, paint samples, material, tiles, plastic goods, anything, building products, books, and just a massive range, cardboard, wallpaper, lino, timber, windows. It goes on and on and on and on, the list. And you can go there and rummage around, and I'm just going to start sticking down because I don't want to overthink this. Just going to stick, and where they land, that's where it is. So I went there last week sometime and picked up some products. So I ended up doing a video of it, and I was surprised because to do the video, I had to read up a little bit about them, and I found out that they actually get so much stuff donated to them that they then on-sell cheaply to the public, that they save around 2 tons of industrial discarded products. They save about 2 tons from going into landfill, which I think is fantastic. So what I ended up getting was some fabric samples, and I got some dressmaking patterns, or sewing patterns. So they have a whole heap of products that businesses have donated to them that then they can on-sell to the public, and then with the aim that the public create something with it. The purpose is that you upcycle. It's basically an upcycling kind of cooperative depot-y kind. So I enjoyed my shop there, and I ended up getting some sewing patterns with really interesting designs on the front, with women from the 80s with really big shoulder pads and all that sort of thing to put in my journals. And I also got three different fabric swatch books. So I will be posting that video, but it's really interesting, and a reminder that you can get some really great stuff secondhand, really cheap, from other places other than thrift stores. Okay, I'm going to I like the oldie hits one here, just deciding how I'm going to attach it. Okay, I'm just putting some things on to pack it up because I want to put this here. The old mixtapes, hey? Oh, I used to love making mixtapes. Back in the 80s, the music that I was into was like Devo. Do you remember Devo, with the pot plants have the flower pots on their head? And I used to like ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, those were the days. And I learnt to dance in the lounge room. And I'm going to put some marks on, but I might do the back first. Might glue it down while that's drying. Okay, I have glued some things on the back. Put a little bit of a triangle on here. I'll probably put some lines on there. Let's put some marks on. I'm actually going to write somewhere mix tape. Now, where should I write it? I think here. Mix tape. All right, let's put some marks on. Now, I don't really know what marks I'm going to put on. I'm just winging it, but I'm thinking that I want some dashes. So any kind of mark making where you're putting repetitive marks on. Oh, the dots look good actually because they tie into the dots on the tape, on the mixed tape that have got the oldies hits on it. Now, I wonder what the oldies hits were on that tape if it was made in the 80s. Probably had things from something from the 60s or something. I need to stick on some embellishments from last week for my carried over product. So let's get out some black embellishments. These little black embellishments that I used on the donut last week, a shaker mix from Paper Rose Studio, and it's called Licorice All Sorts Shaker Mix. All right, where am I going to put these? Just going to put a few on. I'm going to put a couple at the end of each line. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and I've stuck a few on. I just don't know whether I want any continuing up here. I'll just hold a couple there. Yes, I'll just put a few here and then we'll let it dry because they will come off fairly easily until they're dry. All right, I'm going to let this dry and then I'll come back to you and I'll do the back. Okay, I stamped the date, which is the 3rd of April, onto a paint swatch, and I'm going to stick it down onto the back. I'll put it together first, and then we'll put an eyelet in it and call it done. Okay, so I've just glued that on the back. I might put a few marks on the back too, just on here. I like the idea of maybe some stripes here. And we'll put a hole in it. Okay, I've just set that eyelet, and yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's clear the decks and we'll have a look at it. So we're back and we have our 80s mixed tape, oldies hits with crazy colours and some black marks. So that's what I came up with today, having a bit of a play and a flashback to the 80s. So let's put that in with the other ones, add it to the pile, and thank you very much for joining me today to do the full deck challenge. I will link Shana's video about joining the challenge below. If you're wanting to join, you can join at any time. So thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon. I'll just bring that up while we're heading out. Bye for now.